Hello and welcome to Tech 24 with me, Annelise Borges. Coming up, a big week for Apple. In today's show, we take a look at the latest announcements from its global showcase in California. And in Test 24, we check out the brand new Sony QX10, a very smart lens to capture high-resolution photos with your smartphone. But before we get to these stories, have you ever thought about how much electricity is used with a simple act of watching a video on a tablet or a smartphone? Let's take a look at electricity consumption in the tech world. The figure of the week is brought to you by Le Journal du Net.
Internet and the entire information communications technologies ecosystem use about 10% of the world's electricity, equaling the electric production of Japan and Germany combined. The servers needed to meet the demands of tech giants require so much energy that the simple act of watching an hour of video on a tablet or a smartphone consumes more electricity than a refrigerator for a whole year. The digital ecosystem has become an energy ogre.
Apple has been teasing the press and public with promises of an event that would brighten everyone's day. And this week, the tech giant held a showcase at its headquarters to review its future plans. Let's take a look at the big announcements.
Apple wants it to be the new gold standard for smartphones, hence perhaps the new color scheme. The iPhone 5S boasting a fingerprint security scanner and a 64-bit chip to double its processing speed. Performance and styling it hopes will justify the price tag. Reaching a hefty €900 here in France, the 64GB 5S is the most expensive mass-production handset on the market. But for the first time, Apple has announced the launch of a second iPhone as well, the 5C with a plastic body.
Incredible new color design. It delivers on color throughout the product, every detail, the volume buttons, the switches. The entire back and sides are made from a single part.
The 5C is also the cheapest new iPhone ever to hit the market, with prices starting at $99 with a 2-year operator contract. Not exactly a low-cost phone if you consider that it will cost €599 here in France for an unlocked device. The twin launch highlights Apple's double objective, consolidating its position as a leader at the upper end of the range and shifting its attention towards emerging markets like China and India, where the gold color is particularly popular and where the iPhone 5C may appeal to those who can't yet afford Apple's top handset. China has over 1.2 billion mobile phone subscribers, and the numbers keep growing. The country is one of Apple's largest markets, generating around $25 billion in revenue in the past 4 quarters. Apple hopes its sales in Asia will help regain some ground lost to Android devices in the past year. The same period saw Apple's share price fall 30%. But aiming to encroach on its competitors' territory with cheaper and more colorful devices, Apple risks losing its pioneering status, a point underscored by rival Nokia, whose UK wing tweeted that imitation is the best form of flattery.
And Marc joins us now. Marc, let's look back 1 week at one of the biggest alliances in the past few years. Microsoft purchased Nokia's smartphone mobile device business for €5.44 billion. And that's shadowing Google's Motorola acquisition back in 2012. Now, the question that remains is, what's to become of BlackBerry?
What's to become of BlackBerry? Good old BlackBerry. Well, Thorsten Heinz, their CEO, announced that he wanted to sell off the company by November, quick sell. And you know, there were hopes that Microsoft they could find a buyer within Microsoft. Well, that's obviously out of the window now. But what they might do is take a hint from Nokia and sell off their hardware capabilities, so their phone making capabilities, and really sort of transform themselves into a software enterprise business in the same way. I mean, but there are again rumors that we've got Lenovo, the CEO there he kind of avoided the question when he was asked whether he would look at buying BlackBerry. So there are some potential people out there. Wait and see for those poor guys. All right, until the end of the year, is that your I think for by the end of the year they should have been sold off by then, because actually they do have a customer base, a consumer base, and a lot of very good patents. So by the end of the year.
Let's wait and see. Thanks for that, Marc. Let's move on now. It's time for Test 24. The Sony QX10 and QX100 look like simple lenses, but are actually cameras that connect to your smartphone to take higher resolution pictures with better optical zoom. Both were unveiled last week at IFA in Berlin, and Marc managed to get hold of one for Tech24's test segment. Marc, how exactly does it work? Because I noticed it's not physically connected to the phone.
No, it doesn't need to be. Very, very simple. You just download the free application from your App Store, your Google Play, your Android Store, and very simply, wirelessly done via Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, or NFC, and that's it. I mean, it's so simple. And the great thing is, the image quality really is incredible. We took a couple of stills earlier on, and I think hopefully you can see they are.
Let's have a look at some of the clicks.
Far superior. And the bottom line is, I mean, this is 18.6 megapixels. I mean, that is huge. That is huge. It has a 10 times optical zoom, and the great thing is you can get. I mean, the quality here. If you have a, I mean, I'm not sure if you can see that. But the great thing is, you know, if you take this to a concert, for instance, I could be taking a nice little shot there, you're playing the lead at the top, and then, you know, you don't need to have to be waving your phone up in the air. Really, really enjoyed it. Only problem is, it doesn't have a flash, which can be a slight issue, but the camera does work better in darker light than a standard camera phone. So from that point of view, I thought it was very good. I thought the QX10 is something that I would look at purchasing.
Because the price range, you were commenting on the price range, you were not very happy about the price of the QX100.
QX100 is probably going to be around at least 400 euros. QX10 at 200 euros, you're thinking, yeah, that could be a good add-on to my phone. It can be attached to any phone. If you're looking at the price range of the QX100, you might as well, potentially, if you really want to get some great photos, buy your own SLR. That would be my personal view.
And how did you rate the QX10?
QX10, loved it, and it's got I think one of the highest for the year in terms of scores. We had design, beautiful, 8 out of 10, easy to add to any phone, very simple to use, really took seconds to learn how to do it. Value for money, 8 out of 10. Overall, simple, 8 out of 10. Great product.
I might be keeping this one this time.
I think you'll have some competition there for the two of us.
Thanks for that, Marc, and thank you for watching this edition of Tech24. You can get in touch with us via Facebook or on Twitter. Our hashtag is Tech24. We leave you today with images of a Japanese artist reproducing art masterpieces on his iPad. Seiko Yamaoka, a Japanese office worker from Osaka, has created a name for himself as a maestro in finger painting. His skills with digital art have made him something of an internet sensation, with each of his YouTube videos getting over 100,000 hits. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.
Gives me a smile. This good feeling stays till I'm at your side.